Good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy weekend to all of you. This is going to be a quick mic check. We're going to be beginning very soon. Today's stream is going to be for lack of a better term, confused because my charts are going to be all over the place. I just want to be here to just get the plan straight so no one does anything stupid, whether bearish or bullish. Alina! Oh my god, Alina, so good to see you. It's been so long. Julian, my man. Black says, Sean, directly sending his love and care to us. Oh, yes I am, always, guys, always. Yeah, we got all the smartest folk in here today. Sean is here. Sean and Deb. And alrighty, good morning. Holy shit, my camera is not anywhere to be seen. You guys can see how unprepared I am. There we go. Let me go ahead and increase that a tad bit. And the lighting is a tad bit bad too. I do apologize. Let's go adjust this. Yeah. I don't like the yellow. Makes me look a bit flush, doesn't it? But so be it. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. My name is DYDX and welcome you guys back to the Mango Grove for your weekly live stream. Now, I was hoping to do this live stream tomorrow, but something's come up tomorrow. I won't be able to do it. And I was like, hey, Sean, you gotta do what you gotta do, man. Can't just leave the community hanging. So I'm here today to make sure that we have our minds on straight. And there's so much I do want to talk about, but at the same time, I don't want the stream to be too long because it becomes a tad bit difficult for most people to follow along if they're watching after the fact, right? So I'm going to try to stick to the point as much as possible. But I do want to start with something, actually. I do want to start with something in particular that I did forget to prep, which is a tweet I sent out earlier today. I think this one's going to be really, really important. This one is going to be one of the more important tweets. Even though it was so succinct, so short, I do want to start with this one. Okay, let me go ahead and pull it up. Copy link, and let's go ahead and new window. Boom. And I'll keep this one ready. Also, there's another one. Apologies, guys. Apologies. Alright, I got both then. Alright, I'm gonna start with this one right over here. You guys can hear me okay, right? Let me go ahead and pull up the chat. Streamlabs right there, and the chat right there. All right, Wolby says sounds good. Black says sounds good. Thank you for. Okay, so right over here, I say we're in the trickiest phase of the market, where you're being simultaneously psyoped into wanting to sell too early, and hold too long. Look around you. Do you see it? And I've been in this position of the market multiple times right now. And it's so familiar what I'm seeing. It's a combination of both. You know, you have these feelings of wanting to sell, but at the same time, you're also being prepped. You're being prepped to hold too long if things do turn around, right? Because we're at the juncture right now where, you know, there's a good argument to be bearish and there's a good argument to be bullish too, right? And while you're trying to be bullish, there's these forces pushing you to sell too early and break your plan, okay? And then at the same time, you're beginning to see the underlying currents be set in for you in case you do stick to your plan and hold on and things play out well. That's not the end of it, okay? That's not the only battle. That's not the only battle that you guys will have to face, because you will win this battle. But they have their stop loss in place. The forces to be are now prepping to F you at the top. They're already prepping you to hold on far too long than you should be holding on to, right? And I'm seeing vibes from both sides. And let me go ahead and show you guys the second tweet I want to bring up. Now this is just one example, by the way. There are far more. This is one I had on hand. It's this one over here. It's this is the final release and official master list. The top 50 Bitcoin price predictions for 2024-2025. Updates include people from Tyler Durden. Who's Tyler Durden to you? Who's Tyler Durden to anyone, right? Nuts Wan Home. 100 trillion USD. There are names on here. I don't know any of these people. This Chamath's on here. Like, why should any of these numbers matter? Why do these numbers matter? Huh? Woonomic. These guys, Novograts. These guys have proved. Guys, I've been in the space for a long time, and all of these guys have proven proven themselves, I don't say they don't know what they're talking about, but they've proven themselves to not be reliable when pertaining to targets. They all have very, 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 very good knowledge, and it's really good to study from them, but take golden nuggets from all of them and synthesize it into your own thesis and your own plan. All right? Look at all these numbers. Why do they exist? They exist for you to have these numbers at the back of your mind when we go into the next bull phase. So that way, when we hit 200,000, 150, 160, whatever your targets are, you will be tempted to break your plan. Okay? If you wanted to sell 20% of your stash, 10%, 15%, 50%, all of it, whatever your plan was, these numbers are the psyops that are being pushed onto you to say, hey, maybe my targets are not high enough. Maybe I should be holding on to 400,000, right? Maybe I should be holding on to Wolvie's 900,000 target, right? Who knows? Whatever. Now, I'm not saying we're not going to get to these numbers. I'm trying to say that if you had a plan that you set out at the beginning of this cycle, follow that plan and nothing else. And at the beginning of the cycle, we had a plan in place for us being wrong, and in case we go up to 900,000, right? We said, hey, what if Wolvie's target is right? And we end up going to 900,000. How do we manage that? And I gave you guys a plan for that too. I'm not saying these targets are not going to happen, because we don't know. Markets will always go higher than you think. Markets will always go lower than you think. You need to have a plan. But do not hinge your plan on these numbers just because these random guys have put out these numbers. Okay? All of these are psyops. It's beginning to happen. It's beginning to happen, okay? In case the markets do turn around, in case we do bounce from all the levels that we've been talking about over here at Mango, and we make our ways to our targets, if you had a plan to sell a certain percent, stick to that plan. Now, you might be asking me, Sean, how much should I sell? I can't answer that question for you. It depends on your financial situation, your portfolio, your exposure, your current exposure to Bitcoin. When you take everything into consideration, you know, the amount of debt you have, your mortgage, your expenses, etc., etc. It depends on all that. And finally, it depends on what your long-term allocation for Bitcoin is. Do you already have your long-term allocation? Are you over your long-term allocation? You could be allocated, you could be under-allocated, you could be over-allocated. If you're over-allocated, you can sell more. Right? If you're under-allocated, you kind of have to be like, hey, I'm already under-allocated. I don't have my position. Do I want to be selling too much? If you're under-allocated, it means that you're financially stable in every other aspect of your life, and you're not too exposed. Maybe you can sit through a bear market while selling only a tad bit more, right? Maybe. Who knows? It depends on you. All I'm trying to say is, whatever your plan is, depending on your financial situation, stick to that goddamn plan. Do not let these assholes psyop you into holding too long or selling too early, right? Imagine doing both, where you end up selling too early and then you end up chasing a bit higher at around 90,000, 100,000, you get back, it moves up to 150, 160, you're like, all right, it's going to go to 400,000. And that's the perfect plan, right? They psyop you into selling too early. Now, because you bought back at 90,000, 100,000, you're thinking, I want a 4x from this. You could have got your 4x if you were in at 50,000, right? You could have got your 4x if you were in at 50,000. Because 50,000 times 4 is 200,000. So you could have got your 4x. But now, because you bought at 90,000, you're looking for a 4x from there, right? Your price point matters, not everyone else's. Not everyone else's, doesn't matter, but your price point matters more than where you should have been buying, because you'll fool yourself into thinking that, and you'll rationalize it by looking at a list like this. Oh, Woonomic, Mr. NVT, okay? For those of you who were here during 2018, you guys know what I mean by that. Mr. NVT says 337,000, so we're going to get there by 2025. I mean, who knows? He might be right this time. It doesn't matter that he was always wrong, but he might be right. And I'm not saying that sarcastically, by the way, right? It could happen. He could be right. Just because people have been wrong in the past doesn't mean they're going to be wrong forever. That's something else that you need to get at the back of your mind. Don't counter-trade people just because they've been wrong in the past, and don't follow people just because they've been right in the past, right? People who are right constantly will inevitably be wrong. And if you catch that one time that they are wrong and bet your entire house on that, you will pay the price. So, yeah, I sorry for that, because that's far more important than anything else, but I think it takes experience to understand that. Yeah, exactly. But well. The thing is, Bond, they've given a time frame this time, right? They're saying between 2024 2025 these targets should hit. I mean, we have Arthur Hayes over here calling for 1 million by 2025. I would love for that to be true, but would I be just throwing out these targets over here on an Excel sheet? It's extremely I think it's irresponsible, quite honestly. Okay, let's get started. We are looking at Bitcoin over here. We're going to be going through our cyclical indicators that are keeping us objective on the right side of the trend while also protecting us, right? That's what trend indicators do. They make sure that you are risk mitigating while also capturing as much of the trend as possible. And we have picked a few cyclical indicators to help us do that for this market. And until we lose those cyclical indicators, we are not going to be getting out of our cyclical positions, okay? Our leverage positions, we are out of those leverage positions because, well, we lost those levels, right? For now, though, our cyclical positions are holding, cyclical trends are holding. The bi-weekly dynamic right over here coming in at around, I'm going to give you guys rough numbers for you guys to note down, currently sitting at around, let's say around 59,450, the upper zone, and the bottom zone is coming at around 54,373, okay? So say 54,500 to the bottom, and to the top 59,200, something around there. We're holding, and it looks like this weekly candle for now is going to be holding the bi-weekly candle. The bi-weekly is only closing in 8 days and 11 hours, so we have a lot of time before this bi-weekly closes. Remember what I did say in the last stream? I said, guys, we have officially closed underneath the top of the bi-weekly zone, so do not be surprised if we come down to hit the bottom of the bi-weekly zone. In fact, you should be looking for that bid to be hit, because that's going to be a buy opportunity if you guys aren't in position yet. Now, you guys can see that we did come down and got front ran a tad bit on that. Not by much, considering this is a bi-weekly, it's not much at all. What percent is that? That's nothing. 3%. 3%. There is a daily level right over there. So if you're using your confluencing levels, it may have been a good idea to say, you know what, I'm not in position. I want to get in position because if you're bullish. If you're bearish, you don't want to buy, right? But if you're bullish and you're looking to buy around 54,000, coming down to 55,900-ish was pretty good. But we could still come down there, eh? Let's see. But this is holding. So there's no reason to get bearish on this. If you were already bearish though, from last week's candle close, then there's no reason to get bullish either, because we haven't closed this bi-weekly yet, okay? So no action to be taken for the bulls or the bears on this. If you're bullish, continue to stay bullish until we lose this level. If you're bearish, you continue to stay bearish until, I say if you're bearish, continue to stay bearish until we claim back 60,500, right? I want to see this level get claimed back. I'm gonna go ahead and put a level for you bears. That's what you want to see, right? Basically, these candle close levels need to flip. It's just best to stay bearish until then, because we could oscillate in this zone over here between 60,500 all the way down to 54,000. Okay, so if you're bearish, stay bearish until then. If you're bullish, just do nothing. Do nothing for now. Okay, next chart over here, we're looking at the monthly 10 SMA. We're closing the monthly in 14 days and 11 hours. If we lose this monthly 10 SMA level, we're likely going to be looking to test the 21 EMA and oscillate between those two levels before we lose the 21 EMA, coming in at around $47,000. If we lose the $47,000 level, I'm looking for these highs over here to get hit at 31,000. Okay, level by level. So if we lose a 10 SMA, that's the first big warning sign that this cycle is likely temporarily, at the very least, done, if not, temporarily done. I think for the next 8 months, we should look for lower, right? The nail in the coffin is going to be when we lose a 21 EMA, and you should be looking for 30,000 at that point. Okay, so for now though, there's a lot of support. Before we get to that, right? So first we lose a 10 SMA, then we lose a 21 EMA, so that's 57. Okay. $57,000 is the 10 SMA. $47,000 is the 21 EMA. We lose both those levels. There's a nice opportunity at $30,000 to buy back your Bitcoin. So you should be scaling out of your spot positions while we lose those levels. So you scale out a chunk at 10 SMA loss. You scale out another huge chunk, pretty much all of it, I think, at the 21 EMA loss, and then you get back in. Or I'm not. Do you? But I'll be looking towards bidding the $26,000 to $30,000 zone. If we see a big capitulation, great. That's the plan. Do we activate this plan yet? No, because we're still holding. 14 days left. 14 days to go before. This is what I'm doing. You guys could do whatever the hell you guys want. Okay, this is what I'm doing. I'm sticking to the plan that we set out all the way over here. Okay, like even guys, I have targets for at 16K, 19K when we were getting in. Those of you who are following back then, you guys remember we wrote down our targets on our OneNote saying, hey, this could get to $125,000 by 2025, right? We wrote that down, but that doesn't mean I get stubborn on those targets. Okay, that doesn't mean I get stubborn on those targets if I lose my levels. So remember, our first major target was 44,000. We hit that. Then, provided the cloud, I have it right here. Provided the cloud is claimed, the top of the red cloud, and the cloud flips green, we look for 120. It's as simple as that. Step by step, step by step. Stick to the plan until the plan falters, and the plan hasn't faltered yet. Okay, going back over here, everyone's clear. Do you guys understand what's going on? Bond remembers from those days, right? He was there. It's a struggle for me to do a stream today because I got a sty on my right eye and my eyes are burning to look at the screen. But I'm here for you guys. I'm here for you guys because I love you guys. All right, cool. Makes perfect sense to a seed student, says Blag. By the way, if you guys are interested in taking your trading to the next level, not just your trading, but your investment mindset, your psychology mindset, and more importantly, just how to approach life through a stress-free way, then check out the Mango Seed program. You can find the Mango Seed program at themangoway.com/seed. We are in the process of upgrading the pricing. The pricing is, I think Krisha has already changed the pricing, but if you guys want if you guys have been following Mango for a while and you guys have been contributing to the community, reach out to me or Krisha and we can hook you up with the older pricing. Because we are in the process of removing the lifetime option that is currently in place. And yeah, the Mango C program is probably it's the best thing that has ever happened to me and to a lot of the other members as well. It has turned into, it's honestly magical, guys. It's magical. Like the last Mango Seed Clubhouse session that we had on Thursday was one of the best sessions that we've had. And it was just unfortunate that Mark wasn't there to record it. He's always the one recording the sessions. And usually people know when Mark isn't there and they record it. But I really enjoyed the last session. So thank you, Wolvie and Bean and Frank. Oh man, Frank! We can finally put a voice to Frank's name, and Frank took part in the conversation too. So it was a great, So check out the Mango Seed program. You guys will not regret it, especially during this phase of the market. Going to the next phase, it is something that will save you guys hundreds of thousands in return. Okay, going back to our charts now. I do have a few charts prepped. Over here, we're looking at the weekly time frame. And you can see that we're oscillating around the weekly dynamic. Krisha is a bit concerned about this. Again, you can have a bearish argument, you can have a bullish argument. There is no right argument at this stage of the market, in my opinion. Similar to this phase over here, right? It was completely fine to be bearish over here too. If you guys remember back during this phase, I had the same approach where I flipped from looking for longs to saying nope, no more longs whatsoever. I'm in a cautious position over here. I'm staying in my cyclical spot positions, but I will be hedging all of my leverage trades until we reclaim the weekly dynamic, the 4-day dynamic, and the weekly Tenkin. The weekly Tenkin was your let's go, it's time. Okay, let's go, it's time. And yeah, same story over here in my opinion. Yes, this is happening later in the cycle and we should be a tad bit more concerned, but we've had such a long consolidation where I think that this is beginning to come back into equilibrium and something that we should be happy about, because if this does flip, it does set the tone for a healthier cycle as opposed to just holding the trend and making our way to the upside where we'd have to look for shorter term targets or lower targets. Right, so now I do want to basically over here weekly dynamic oscillating around it is fine in my opinion. I'm not worried about it. As long as we do not lose, like let's say 55K, I think we're fine. Okay. Going to on over now to the monthly chart again. Remember what we talked about over here, okay? Let's do a quick reminder. On the monthly, we said if we lose the 10 SMA, it's your first warning sign that, hey, you know what? Maybe it's time to start hedging some positions significantly, because we can look towards the monthly 21 EMA at 47,000 to be tested next. If we lose the $47,000 level, we can come all the way down to around $33,000, right? Well, now I'm going to show you guys another chart that confluences with that. This is Mock's Mango Lifeline indicator, and I was looking at it. I was like, whoa, this lines up with how I broke down the levels that we should be looking for, and also Wolvie's levels, because by the way, Wolvie from the Mango community is bearish, right? And that's completely fine. He showcases bearish thesis. I'm looking forward to him showcasing it to you guys as well, and I agree with his bearish thesis. It's a valid thesis, and he is looking for around $30,000 as long as Bitcoin is living at these levels. Okay, he's looking at around $28,000 to $30,000, right? And the Mango Lifeline agrees with that too. Provided we lose the buy opportunity level over here at 54,000, you should be looking all the way down to 30,000. It doesn't even look at 47,000, right? The way I am looking at $47,000 over here as a level, it's not looking at 47,000, saying, hey, if we lose 30,000, we lose 54,000, we're looking all the way down to $30,000, right? So again, this is something else you guys can keep an eye on. Go ahead and take a screenshot of this if you guys want to. The Mango Lifeline on the monthly time frame is saying, hey, be very careful on losing the $54,000 on the monthly time frame. Okay, now again, we have 14 days to go, and I think we're going to hold it. I think we're going to hold, at least this month, we're going to hold the $54,000 levels. But hey, that doesn't mean we need to. If we lose it, I will act appropriately. You guys need to act appropriately too. What I think doesn't matter. What happens matters. That's why we use indicators, right? Because it keeps us objective. When you just have to think, you get to change things to fit your narrative. All right. Over here we're looking at the weekly cloud. Weekly cloud is still green. What was our plan at the beginning of the cycle? Once the weekly cloud flips green, all dips are for buying. All dips are opportunities. All dips are opportunities. Just look for levels and see if that level matches up with your style. And if the cloud is green, buy the goddamn dip. Now, I ask you guys, is there a level here? Well, the Mango Lifeline is saying there's a level at $54,000. The monthly 10 SMA is here at around $56,000. The Mango Biweekly Dynamic is giving us a buy opportunity at $54,000. So, with the cloud being green and we have confluence across major indicators that we've been using at Mango for freaking cycles, why would I break my plan and get scared here? I just can't rationalize it. I can't justify it to myself. I will be trading badly if I do it, right? So this is my reason for staying bullish. All right, make sense? Any questions on Bitcoin before we move on over to SUI? Wolvie had to step out. She's not here. We good? Are we good? What is this? Rare. Alrighty, we can begin with SUI now. SUI, honestly, still looking good in my opinion. But as we said in the last stream, volatility was really, really high on the 4 hour, the 12 hour, and on the daily. Now the 4 hours coming back into equilibrium, but in a downtrend. This is to be expected after a impulsive move. The weekly is still in a short trend. It's been in a short trend for 60 days now. So we got to be a tad bit careful on that, right? We don't want to be trading against the weekly trend, but the daily and the 2-day are long. That is constructive. The 4-day time frame as well has flipped from short to neutral. So we're beginning to see the mid time frame trends press upon the higher time frame trends on SUI. So I'm liking the look of this. It has a lot of work to do, of course, but usually when it does have a lot of work to do, that's when you have your most opportunity, right? But there's no reason to get greedy on the bids, right? When you have the high time frame trends pressing down on the asset, you can get greedy on your bids. You don't need to chase price. Okay, you don't need to like say, oh man, it's pumping, I'm gonna chase it. No, you can say, hey, no. High time frame trends are still bearish. I'm gonna wait before I bid, because it also keeps you safer. You get a margin of safety to exit your trades in case you are wrong. So with that, we can go on over to our charts, and I have a screenshot of a conversation from the seed chat where someone asked about Noah asked about SUI, and I feel like this is a good conversation to have, because people tend to misunderstand how altcoin volatility can be used in their favor to get greedy with your bids or to get safer bids. Now, SUI had a huge rally from around, let's say, 46 cents was its low, all the way to $1.14, right? So that was a good like 140% rally. Now, at the time, we had marked out two key levels that you want to look at, right? Which is the trend level, the 2-day dynamic trend level. Because remember, we had traded SUI during this stage over here, and we said, hey, it's gonna likely make its way to $2, the $2 target zone, right? As long as you're holding the 2-day dynamic, and as soon as we lose the 2-day dynamic, the trade is likely done. We're looking for a downtrend, and that's exactly how it played out. So on the way up now, those same levels are gonna matter to us, which is what? The 2-day dynamic over here, as well as this breakout zone coming in from this level at around 90 cents, right? So we had a level marked out over here. Now, Noah asked a very, very, very good question. He said, hey, do you think that anywhere near the 91 to 98 cents zone is an acceptable bid zone? And I used to make this mistake before in the past, where I used to look at a breakout level, and I would see the coin pump so much, right? The coin has rallied so much, and you're looking at it go and you're like, man, if it comes down to this level, I'm gonna buy, because now you've been benched. You've been benched to this asset moving really fast, and you've been benched to higher prices compared to the level over here that you were looking at, waiting for it to break. So I would make the mistake of always buying a tad bit earlier, even though the high time frame trends were allowing me to wait longer, because the high time frame trends is likely going to push price down deeper, right? I'd always make that mistake. Remember, guys, when the trend is not in your favor, you can always sit back and get greedy on your bids, right? And especially when you have an impulsive move over here. And I'd said in the screenshot over here, I said, in my opinion, this could come all the way down to 80 cents and still be fine. So when you are looking to get into an asset like SUI, let's say you're not in position, you're like, okay, this has had a huge move. I really like this. I do want to get into this asset, but do I want to buy here? Or can I wait down deeper? Now that too depends on your time horizon. You're sitting in this asset and the amount of exposure you want to this asset, right? If you're saying, you know what, I want a portfolio position on this regardless, okay? I don't want to miss out on this one. I want to make sure that I am part of this trend, because my targets for SUI are like $10, okay? So somewhere around $8 to $10. Now at that point, you don't care whether you're buying at $1, because your targets are all the way up to $8. That's a huge, huge move. But when you have such a huge move ahead of you, you need to be okay with volatility. You need to be okay with volatility. You need to be okay with price coming down deeper on you. And therefore, you need to position accordingly for a deeper move, for a bigger move, right? You can't just expect to buy here and want it to go up in a straight line. That's not how it works. That's just not how it works. You need to position according to how high your targets are. You can get a much lower position size and still have an amazing win. And usually when you have such a huge target ahead of you, you need to tell yourself two things. Maybe I want to get into position right here, start scaling in. And two, I need to be okay if it does come down deeper. And if I need to be okay with it coming down deeper, how deep should I be okay with it coming down, right? And those are the two important questions you need to ask yourself as a trend trader. This is very, very important. This was an important sentence over here. In my opinion, this could come down to 80 cents and still be fine. Why did I say that? Because at the time, when SUI was sitting at around $1.10, $1.30, 80 cents was a deep pullback. That's a 30% pullback, guys. A 30% pullback. Okay, if you are telling yourself, you know what, I am going to buy over here at around $1.10, $1.05, whatever it may be, I need to also tell myself that my position size that I'm entering over here may likely eat a 30% pullback. Are you okay with that? No? Okay, cool. Reduce my position size until I'm okay with that. Keep reducing it. Keep reducing it until you're okay with the 30% pullback. And then when you reach a position size where you're okay with the 30% pullback, ask yourself, is it even worth it? Is it worth it if we get to $8 with this size? Or am I better off going and putting my capital elsewhere? That's how you can keep you can keep going one step at a time to come up with a decision as to whether or not you should wait or whether you should buy. Sometimes when I'm looking at meme coins, etc., I'm like, you know what? It's broken out and it could dump 40%, 50%. But the upside is so crazy that I'm just going to get in here with a really small size and forget about it until I get invalidated, right? And my invalidation could be something like, for here on SUI, it would be, I don't want us losing this zone and the 2-day dynamic, right? So I know that was a long-winded answer to say that SUI was sitting at $1.12 and could come all the way down to 80 cents, 79 cents, and still be fine. And the mango dynamic too now over here, the 2-day mango dynamic has come in at around 80 cents. So we're retesting that level. And quite honestly, guys, I honestly think we could come down to around this zone here, and this thing could still be fine, right? So be ready for that too. If you guys are looking to get in on SUI, the first reclaim of a longer time frame trend that has been holding for so long is usually a fake out. I said it in the daily video that I did. I asked you guys to note it down. The first reclaim is usually a fake out, right? So here we reclaimed it. But don't be surprised if we come back down to around the zone over here, oscillate, reclaim it again, and then do something like this, right? I think SUI could make new all-time highs. So you want to get into position, by all means, yes, but be okay with chop. I don't know about the stake and forget, man. That's not. I wouldn't recommend that. If you're getting 16%, you could just get a really nice bid and make 16% on just a bounce, right? And then you don't need to stake. Like if for example, if you decide that the 2-day dynamic over here is a good level to buy, any move down, any move up to these local highs over here is a 40% move, right? So people say, oh yeah, just buy over here and then stake and forget. Okay, you'll get 16%, but you've lost like 26% on the move down. I think having liquidity on altcoins is far more important than staking. What's the penalty for unstaking? That matters too. So maybe if there's no penalty, then 16%. So what's the inflation on this coin? And what's the penalty for unstaking? Nick Rama says, the Dow says, two words seem paradoxical: retreat and advance, aka reduce your position size for bigger wins. Yeah. Yep. Okay, yeah. So SUI, in my opinion, I think is this is where I would be looking to start scaling in, but I would also be okay with it coming down to 70 cents and still holding structure. Losing this zone is a no-go though. I wouldn't want to see this. I wouldn't want to see this zone get lost, because if we do, likely going to come back down 47 cents, and then we're going to be doing something like this, right? And it could come down to 37. And this is the issue with staking. Unless you can unstake without a penalty, you don't want to be sitting through a move like this, because now let's say you buy over here and you stake it and it comes all the way down to 37 cents. Do you want that? That's a 55% drawdown. You're better off exiting a position and repositioning down. I honestly, the buy and hold thing, man, you be careful with that. At Mango, we use trading for risk management. Okay, let's go check out TIA. We did do a daily video on TIA not too long ago. It did hit our targets. I don't like this at all, man. Don't like this at all. We did try for a trade on TIA, but once it failed, we were looking for around $4 to get hit, right? Somewhere around there. Yeah, look at that. So it was somewhere around here where we were looking. Was it here? I forget where, but oh wait, right here. When we closed this candle, I believe, at underneath $6. Yeah, right here. When we closed underneath $6, we said we're likely going to come down to the bottom of the range. That was a really good educational video. You guys should watch that one, right? On how to plan a trade, but to focus on the invalidation because of how ugly things could get if you hold on after the trade is invalidated, right? So the invalidation was far more important than the success of the trade, because look at that. If you just buy thinking, oh, this is gonna continue and I'm gonna be stubborn, you'd have to sit through a, Jesus Christ, 30%. This is 30%. I was expecting to say 20%. 20% drawdown. So yeah, I'm not a big fan of this. SUI too, by the way. We can talk about SUI in a bit, but staking and dollar cost averaging, no man, you don't. I like, look at this. Look at what I say here. Literally, I said we kind of want to stay away from the DCA term, especially since you have yet to go through the modules. Like, this is what I teach the seedlings. I'm like, don't even use the DCA term. It's psychologically even if you are DCAing, right, you should have a plan with your DCAing, and the conversation that followed after with what Benito replied, the way with how Benito replied to Noah in regards to DCAing, that was constructive too. But you can't have this DCA term in your head when pertaining to crypto, guys. Okay, I'm saying this because I care for you guys, not because I hate your coin or anything like that. Okay, it is honestly an extremely destructive thing to do for your psychology and also for your finances. It's so much better to use your longer term technical analysis to risk manage against just DCing down to zero. Because you could, like a coin, right? And SUI is one of the stronger coins, okay? SUI is one of the stronger coins. And if you said, oh, I'm just going to DCA down through this entire move over here, you would have been DCing a 72% move. Versus saying, you know what, I'm going to use TA to figure out some key cyclical levels, key cyclical trend levels, and support and horizontal levels. You would have marked out this level, you would have marked out this level, and you would have marked out this level, right? Okay, let's say you marked out these, what was it, 90 cents everywhere. Yeah, 90 cents. Okay, cool. So you would have exited over here. Okay, and then you would say, you know what, now I'm going to DCA on this level. I'm going to DCA, okay? I really hate that term. Don't use it. A better term to use, and I think I say it over here too, right? I say scale in. Do I say that? Do I see it? Wait, where's the drawing? think I say it here. Scale in. Yeah, I said the deeper you are okay with this coming down, the smaller your scale in bids need to be. That's a better term you want to use, by the way, scale in. Okay, so yeah, you're going to say, you know what, I'm going to scale in at 90 cents. I'm going to scale in at 90 cents. I'm going to get my first position at 90 cents. Okay, cool. So now instead of DCing through this entire move over here, okay, where you just got dumped on 40%, you bought on a 40% dump. Okay, cool. And now you wait patiently. Maybe this reverses. Okay, you're bullish on SUI. Maybe this reverses. I'm clicking all over the place today. Maybe this reverses and turns around, and you're very, very happy because you bought the bottom. Okay, you're like, yeah, I bought the bottom, but you don't know that is the bottom until we actually bounce. You're playing it, man. You're like, we could break this level. What's my plan if we break this level? Okay, if we break this level, I have a plan, and I'm going to go back to Sean's statement over here and says the deeper I am okay with this coming down, the smaller my scale in bids need to be. So that means this bid over here that I just bought, that I scaled in, needs to probably reduce in size if I think this can go deeper, right? And you're like, ooh, this can go all the way down to 50 cents. So yes, I bought, like, let's say you bought $10,000 here, right? You bought $10,000 here. Like, okay, I bought 10K over here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to reduce this position size to 3,000. Okay, I'm going to free up 7,000 to buy here. If we don't come down there and we reclaim this level, cool, I'll buy back here. But I'm going to have liquidity to buy here now. And now you saved yourself $7,000 of this dumping down another 50%, 40%, right? So you saved yourself a good chunk of liquidity to be able to buy this dump, and you get that much more SUI. So yes, you can DCA, but DCA with a proper plan, and you want to scale in. And don't even use the word DCA, because you just end up buying through all of this. Look how long this gave you to DCA. You're out of capital. You're effing out of capital. Okay? Yeah, language is so important. Language is so important. Yeah, DCA implies no thought required. Honestly, DCA, in my opinion, is a form of absolving yourself of responsibility. Right? It's a form of absolving yourself of responsibility. You don't want to DCA into a particular coin or a particular equity or anything. You want to DCA when you're betting on an index. Because over there, you're saying, you know what? I'm not betting on a particular company succeeding. I'm betting on America succeeding. Right? If you're buying NASDAQ or SPY, you're betting on America succeeding. Because all the risk management is done for you through the winners and losers, right? They'll just kick a company out of the S&P 500 if it fails. Yeah, DC, yeah, you're a freaking market maker on the bet. Man, I love this guy. Who is this guy? Giggles and Grandmas. I love this guy, yeah. Join the Grove, man. I haven't seen you before. themangoway.com/discord. Join our Discord. DC is definitely a set it and lose it mindset, dude. It's not even a set it and forget it mindset. It's a set it and lose it mindset. Yeah, look what Frank said. I DC'd all of last cycle and also didn't do much. BC did a 3x, also did nothing. So yeah. Okay, I hope that helped, guys. I know I went off on a huge Yeah, it does, Krisha. The problem is if it pumps, you miss out. No, because you would have bought over here. You always hold a position, so that way you also have to ask yourself a position. If ask yourself that question: if this pumps, how much do I want to have on hand? That way I don't feel like crap, right? So if you do believe in, by the way, if this isn't, if you guys have like longer term conviction on SUI, okay, super long, whatever. I don't know anything about SUI, so I don't have the conviction. So when I don't know enough about an altcoin, I just use the technical analysis to guide my risk management. Now, if you guys know a lot about SUI, a lot about SUI. At that point, you want to say, okay, what is my minimum core allocation that I want to hold on to for like the next 4 years? What's my core allocation that I want to hold on to? Minimum, okay? Have that in mind. And if it is a super long-term position, that cannot be a huge size considering the volatility of these assets, because you don't need to have a huge size, depending on your portfolio size, of course, to be extremely to do extremely well on a conviction asset, because it's gonna do like, it should do a 10x, 1000x, right? But at the same time, you can't say I'm gonna put my entire portfolio on this expecting this particular asset to do a 1000x. You don't need, if you don't need it. DYDX, let's go take a look at DYDX on the dashboard. It's not the best look, but the 12 on the 4 hour does seem like it wants to start threatening the short trends on this flip from neutral to short though. So I don't like that. The daily flip from neutral to short, the 4-day flip from neutral to short. Not the best look, man. I'm kind of worried to look at the chart. Let's go take a look. DYDX, USDT. Yeah, no, man. This is what I mean, right? Do you guys see an example of this right over here, right? Imagine this dollar cost averaging through this, right? It had the perfect structure to break to the upside. It had everything, right? Look how long it gave you to DCA. You needed to have, like, I haven't visited this chart in like a very long time. We drew this out of a very long time. But as soon as you lost this trend line, that was your cue to be like, okay, I'm going to be scaling out of this, not scaling in, scaling out. Because you'll be scaling into a freaking downtrend. Guys, you guys need to learn this shit, man. You guys are going to get yourselves in trouble. Now, actually, this thing over here did actually lose another key level. This is the 2-day time frame. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch to the weekly. We're about to close the weekly. Let's see what's going on over there. Yo, guys, this is not looking good, man. Holy shit. This is ugly. Okay, this is effing ugly. Now, it could turn around, but odds are against it right now. It's put in a new candle close low and a lower low. This is a shit chart. It's a really bad chart. Okay. And then again, this is no offense to you guys. I'm trying to protect you guys. I don't want you guys to have these founders dump on you, because that's what they do. They will give you all this bullshit, hopium and pump metals, and they'll be selling on you, man. They'll be selling on you. Yeah, guys, the likes really help. Smash the likes. Appreciate it. I'll show you guys the kind of chart that you guys want to see, okay? CAS USDT. Now remember, I'm not, look, this is what you guys want to see, okay? Be in a chart like this. And I'm not like a CAS fanatic or anything like that. I don't know anything about CAS other than it's a proof of work coin. Apparently they're gonna have, that's all I know actually about CAS. Right? But this is the kind of chart I like. Just like Chainlink. Back in the day, most of my a lot of my Bitcoin gains came from Chainlink, man, because I was trading the Link BTC chart. I love this chart until it stopped being my chart. Like, when did we trade this? Do you guys remember? How many of you were here back then? Right? We traded it while it was holding this trend line. It was as simple as that. As long as it's going up, I'm happy with it. Right? Let me just clear out some of the. Right? There was a longer term monthly trend, I think, on this one. It was amazing. It was amazing. Right? We traded it as long as it was holding this, and then we had this red zone over here. Where I was like, I really don't want this to break, because I was enjoying this trend so much where I wanted this to bounce so badly, but it did not. It lost it. If I just stayed stubborn on this asset, I would have lost out on so much opportunity. I remember over here, I was hoping for it to reclaim this. It didn't. It didn't. Now look at it. It actually made, oh man, against Bitcoin, it's been a disappointment. And that after doing this, can you blame it? Maybe it's time, for CAS, no? Oh, sorry, for Chainlink. But then, even then, I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait for it to actually break this trend. Huge uptrend, huge downtrend. So Link was great until it broke the trend. CAS is still holding against Bitcoin, maybe not. Let's go look. Cash. Get some more price history. Yeah, this is not really trending against Bitcoin. All right, Jasmy. Let's go take a look at Jasmy. One of the better coins in terms of how it reacts, at least. Let's see, though. I haven't looked at it in a while. This is no. No. Is this the right Jasmy? So that's a no, but we can go take a look at the chart. Yeah, man, like... weekly downtrend. It did well during this phase over here, but let's go look at the cloud. Cloud will give us some this is no, man. As long as it's underneath the Kijun over here, just no. Like, it was really nice during this phase here. You can see how it held the Tenkin and the Kijun. Just wait for it to... Let's look at the 4-day. Let's see what the 4-day is saying. No. Yeah, wait for the 4-day to at least reclaim the Tenkin, to be honest. The 4-day Tenkin at 3 cents. Just no. I'm sorry, guys. I know this is not what you guys want to hear, but this is bearish TK cross on the 3-day. If we lose the cloud here, it's coming down to 1 cent. Nope. The monthly has hope. The monthly has hope. So this is how you do it. If you're bullish on Jasmy and you bought in over here, you trade the cycle. If it loses 1.6 cents, 1.7, right? This level here, you have to get out. You have to get out of your cyclical trade because this is coming all the way down to 7 cents. Right? That's 7 cents, right? No, there's another zero in front of that. So like, I don't know how to read that. 1/7 of a cent. Rare. Let's go look at Rare. Yeah, Rare was on here at the beginning of the dashboard thing. I asked you guys, what the hell is Rare? What is this? What is this? Like, what the hell is this? I haven't... Rare. Is it like an NFT thing? Oof. Downtrend, broke the cloud. The entry was somewhere here. In this level here. There's resistance right here. Let's see if we can break it. Yeah, I'll be a tad bit careful over here. If the weekly can close above 19 cents, you can look towards the TK as a bid. I see. Thanks, Frank. Downtrend, W-like formation. Looks like a reversal formation to me. So if we can start living above this region over here, 24 cents, what you're looking for, I should end the stream soon. But where's my drawing to right away? Okay, so what you're looking for is a move over here and then a high, low, somewhere into the cloud, somewhere here. And then you look for the trend, right? Or you're looking for a deeper move down here and then something like that, right? So either this breaks out and starts trending or deeper move back down here. And then don't form over here though. This is resistance. This entire zone is resistance zone. All right, guys. Let's go ahead and do a quick run through on Bitcoin. Remember, Bitcoin, as long as you're holding monthly tennis point, we're fine. As long as we're holding the bi-weekly dynamic, we are fine. We're holding both those levels. In regards to your leverage trades, you do not want to be getting into any leverage trades on Bitcoin until we reclaim the 4-day dynamic. You want to see at least 2 4-day candles up over there. If we do, that's going to be a first really, really good sign that, hey, it is game on for Bitcoin. Any candle close above 68,300 is really, really going to start activating the bullish side of this thesis above the zone over here, likely making our way to around $90,000. Hope you guys enjoyed the stream. If you guys have any questions, leave a just let me know in the Discord, the mangoway.com/Discord. You guys can find us there, and I'll try to get to your questions in the next stream. Until then, do the mango way, do the easy way, do the stress way. I'm so tired.